So my name is Jeff Giamavo. I'm a health education teacher at New Bedford High School. I've also been tasked and blessed with the opportunity to teach a course, a newly created course called The Science of Addiction, to the high school students here. We're sitting in my classroom, as you can see. This is my second home. It's really cool because I was a student here in the mid 90s, and I have been, kind of blessed with the opportunity where my life, a lot of my disease, my addictions began here in New Bedford, and began while I was a student here due to an emptiness and basically just this void in my spirit where I just felt unaccepted and unloved and unappreciated and kind of just unwanted, and I got mixed into things as a youth here that kind of led me down a very destructive path. And it's really, really cool because my journey has been afforded me the opportunity to come full circle through a very, very messy journey through addiction, and then brought me right back here. And now I'm able to offer hope and healing to the same kids. When I look out at my students, I see myself. I see these kids that are broken and lost and confused and scared, right? They're just so scared, especially with the pandemic. And this opportunity has brought me full circle, and it's such a blessing and a gift to be able to come to work every day and just share hope. If I can offer this piece of hope too, is that if you don't get it the first time, that's gonna come up. Don't give up, because it doesn't matter if it's the first time or the 101st time. There's hope, right? And there's healing and recovery. But my last month was just so dark, so much pain. I remember looking in the mirror, literally, tangibly looking in the mirror every day with tears, coming down my face and saying, not today. Today's the day. I have family, I had children that were depending on me. And I look in the mirror and I would start each day with, not today, today's the day, crying, and by 11 o'clock I was back in that place again where I didn't have the choice. I lost that power of choice. I was blessed with one of your people, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Kevin Rosario. I was blessed with a connection with him. This was not my first time entering treatment. He was always there. He was always that, for lack of a better word, the angel on the shoulder, and I always kind of knew he was there. I needed to get to that place of total and complete humility, because left up to my own devices, even in deep stage addiction, I still think I have it together. My disease will tell me that I still have this, and that I can still maintain another day, and I can still hurt another person, I can still tell another lie. To keep those substances going, and I had literally just exhausted it all. I had nothing else. I had to surrender in that moment. There was just such a kindness in the staff. I remember the nursing staff first and foremost, and just how gentle and kind they were, and how caring they were. And I really didn't just feel like I was another patient. I've been in hospital settings before, ERs and stuff like that. And as soon as that clipboard shows addict, it's like you're a different person, And I hate to say that, but that's how I've been treated. I've been stereotyped in the past in different types of institutions. And there, I really did. I felt nurtured and cared for. From the nursing department there, the nursing staff and the detox unit. It was just, they had such a great mix of education, but with healing. It wasn't just talking at you, there was healing, right? And then just the way that they did the therapy sessions and saw you as an individual versus just this group mentality. I felt seen, right? I felt heard. I felt like someone was listening. And it was just an opportunity essentially to just rest, and to heal, and to, as the substances left and as I began to just start to get a grip of what was really going on, and understanding oh my gosh, this is bigger than I could even imagine. Just to have that space to be safe, right? To have that space to be safe. Today, 2.5 years sober, and I literally can't believe the transformation. I was able to start this career of, I've always been a teacher, even through the addiction pieces, but to be able to teach addiction now from the first person experience is amazing. Like I said, in January, I got married. We just recently bought a home. I was literally 2.5 years ago, I had a garbage bag to my name. That was my journey. I had my car and a garbage bag, and I bought a home in the center of the city that I grew up in, where I teach, where my church is. It's literally a fairy tale. It's like living out a dream where, you just never know. Like we're planting seeds. That's the way I look at it. I use that analogy a lot. Like all I'm trying to do is I'm just planting seeds. I'm throwing seeds out there, and I'm hoping that they fall on the right soil, and I'm hoping that they bear fruit in kids in their lives. But you just never know the impact of this thing and where it's going to go. And I had this kid who was in my class last semester, and he was coming and he was engaged, and he shared with me that his mother had an addiction, a very severe cocaine addiction. And you know, I was checking in on him, and we were just, you know, staying connected on that. And how's mom? And he's learning, but what I didn't know is that he's taking this stuff home with him. I didn't know that he's going home with the stuff that I'm giving him, and he's talking to his mom. He's sitting by her bed and he's sharing, hey, I got this guy and he was homeless and he was this and he was that, and now he's my teacher. You know what I'm saying? And he's sharing with her. And so one day I'm teaching a class, and he comes by and he's knocking at the door, and I'm like, I was kind of annoyed because I'm trying to teach a class, and I'm like, so I put them on pause, and I'm like, what's up? And so he has his phone in his hand, and he opens up his phone, and he's like, I want you to listen to this. So he plays this recording, and it's his mom, right? And his mom is thanking me, you know, and she's saying, you know, that my son comes home and he talks about you, and that's so amazing, and that you brought me so much hope, and if you can do it, I can do it, and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, I'm like, that's great. I love it. Thank you for sharing that with me. I wish the best. And he said no, and he hangs up the phone, and he said, but the most important thing is that she left you that message. She was walking into treatment. Right. So that's the game changer. Like that's what makes this life so much more than a paycheck, and so much more than, like, his mom got well through her son that I was able to help through my experience. And it's just such an amazing blessing. So I had to share that one.